Does God know the future? Does he know exactly what's going to happen to you and to me next Thursday? Now, let me lay my cards on the table right away. I do believe that God is omniscient, that he knows everything that there is to be known. But does God know the future begs the question, is there any such thing as the future? Or is that a construct of our language, a bias that you and I have because we speak an Indo-European language called English? Now, English has a vocabulary, which is a list of words, a list of labels, and it also has a grammar, an operating system. Now, that operating system has something called past, present, and future tenses. And the language seems to imply that all three of those are equally valid and in existence, and that somehow we're traveling along a timeline from the past into the present, where you and I are right now, and into the future. And we start to get a bias because of our operating system that there's such a thing as the future for God to know. But what if our operating system is biased and perhaps even wrong? What if there is no such thing as the future and never will be? Because whenever you get there, it'll be the present. There's a restaurant in Newport Beach that says free crab tomorrow, and that will always be true because tomorrow never happens. The future never happens. When you get there, it'll be the present. Now, let's look at the Bible languages of Hebrew and Aramaic. Aramaic is what Jesus spoke, and Hebrew is the language of 95%, maybe more, of the Old Testament. Now, in Semitic languages, Hebrew, Aramaic, and Arabic, they don't have a timeline as we do. They don't have a past, present, and future structure or operating system. They basically have two tenses, finished and unfinished. The finished tense is called perfect, and the unfinished tense is called imperfect, logically. Very different than our own perfect and imperfect in our English grammar. Perfect means something is finished or complete. Imperfect means something is in process or not finished yet. It's something which is emerging. And things are either done or they're not. They're not thinking in terms of past, present, and future, and they're certainly not thinking in terms of a timeline. What if the Semitic worldview is more accurate than the Indo-European worldview of a timeline? What if there simply is no future? What ramifications does that have for our freedom? If there is no future, then we create the future with God together. And as I read the narrative of the Bible, I get the sense that it matters what we do. Now, in the Indo-European sense of a timeline, the idea that somehow we're going along this timeline into the future, and if there is a future, then God knows what it is, then if there's only one possible future, then how is our freedom at all meaningful? If there's only one possible future, then how can I be responsible for my choices if it's like a water slide where I don't have any exit ramps? How can I be held accountable for my sins, or how can I take credit for the things that I do well? I can't. It's locked in from the beginning. We're just reading a script. And that's the problem with predestination. It robs us of our agency. It robs us of our human dignity. And I read about human dignity in the Bible. The problem with the future is that whenever you get there, it's always the present. Please put in the comments what you think about this. This is a brand new thought for me. I just thought about it this morning in our men's group, so who knows if I'll even agree with it tomorrow. But it's something worth thinking about. Let me know what you think in the comments, and I'll talk to you later.